All right, guys. Thank you all for joining the presentation today. I hope you're all having a solid morning so far and a decent week in the markets. I know everyone has a lot going on, so just know that we really appreciate everyone stopping by for these presentations. And we're definitely confident that you'll get something out of it. Can you guys go ahead and type a Y in the chat if my audio is coming through all right? All right. Heinz, Steven, Al, thank you very much. Cool. So for those of you who don't know, my name's Ty. I'm one of the guys here at Shark Indicators. I've been with the company for a few years now, which is quite a privilege. This stuff is very interesting to me. And this company is, without a doubt, making a huge difference for many traders. So it's just great to be a part of that. We've been involved with the NinjaTrader ecosystem for 5 years now. And we aren't ever here to sell you some holy grail home run system. You've definitely got to put in some work. That should go without saying. We're just the guys who develop some dynamic tools for you to use along the way. So before we get going, why don't you take a look at the risk disclosure. It never hurts to look it over, although I'm sure almost all of you are used to seeing it by now. So what we do for events like these, we bring in top NinjaTrader partners to bring you guys a lot of variety and exposure to different trading methods and personalities in conjunction with our tools. And each one of these traders is successful in their own right, and each offers a unique trading style. So let's dive into today's topic, which is seeing clearly with JATS customized NinjaTrader Market Analyzer. So just a brief introduction for today's partner. Julie Wade, founder of JATS, J Auto Trading Strategy. She's a corporate litigation paralegal, a native Houstonian, and she's been trading for about 5 years now. She's also been developing trading algorithms using our BloodHound software for the past few years, which makes her a great partner for showing you what BloodHound is really capable of. Julie concentrates on entering the markets using signals based on volatility, momentum, and volume levels, and she builds custom BloodHound templates using these methodologies. So without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and promote Julie to presenter, pass her the mic and the screen. Okay, Julie, we can see the control center screen if you want to unmute your mic. Your audio is not coming through just yet.
Okie dokie, great. Good morning. Anybody can hear me and see my screen?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. Hey, Ty, good morning again. And thank you so much, Ty, for doing this for me. I greatly appreciate it. What people don't understand are these guys are West Coast people. So they have to get up real early for me so I can get on to doing some work in the afternoons with my afternoon job as a litigation paralegal, which I love also. So I have the best of both worlds. I'm developing trading algorithms and I'm getting, staying current with, some pretty interesting legal issues. So right now, this is going to be an update on what I've been working on most recently with the NinjaTrader 7 Market Analyzer. I know Ty has shown you the disclosure. We're going to look at it one more time. I've been publishing custom trading templates for Jeremy and Zach and all the guys over there at BloodHound who support my customers and myself for quite a few years, like Ty. And I was probably one of the earliest adopter of BloodHound. I saw it, immediately knew this is what I was hoping to get, so I didn't have to learn how to code. It's a visual extension. Jeremy created a visual extension of the NinjaTrader strategy um, development tool that you don't have to code with. So we appreciate Jeremy and Zach's work on all the guys over there, Keith and Mike and Ty. So this is the risk disclosure that you have seen, and my webinar today is for educational purposes. Don't base any investment decisions off of this webinar. The CFTC hypothetical performance disclaimer. I'm not going to show any past charts. We're not going to be looking at a PowerPoint. We're going to go right to the live market. So this really doesn't apply, but we are looking at data in a simulated account. So Here is what I've done to extend the functionality of the NinjaTrader 7 Market Analyzer a little bit better. Previously had the weekly daily 60-15, which was a tremendous tool in itself. You can see on the right side, look for his highlighter tools. Over here is a drawing tool. Here it is. So before I had all of this going on, which was great. So if you found a market moving in one direction, it would make it really great to go into that market and try to take trades in that direction. Occasionally though, like this is a fantastic instance, you see, how do I get rid of the, there we go. Sorry about that. Sometimes the market is not moving in that direction though. So you don't want to take trades in that direction. You want to wait till the price gets above some of your filters, and that could be anything that you use, like a 50 moving average or a super trend or a prior close, whatever you're doing. So that's what I've added to the uh, market analyzer with some new fast filters. Higher time frame trend, which is a little bit of a faster algorithm than my weekly daily 60-15. I give both the weekly daily 60-15 and I'm a super um, configured it, made it very fast, and there you go. So very fast, higher time frame trend. Um, Basically looking back in time at a set number of bars for these conditions to trigger, so I can get even a faster indication of a trending condition. My range breakout I love because we want to know not only is it trending, but do I have an opportunity to really put the pedal to the metal and trail something with my super trend indicator. And so when I can get all of this going at one time and in the right direction, I obviously am very interested in hitting that market. Um, like I said, you can filter this just by clicking on the range so you can see first what are your winners and losers on your net change. You can look at your volume. Volume is usually choppy, the highest volume I have noticed. It doesn't make for the best directional trading vehicle. Sometimes it does, but a lot of the times it doesn't. So you can just go to those markets that you're familiar with and like to trade, and we all know what the trending markets seem to be. You know, some of your currencies can trend. Any market can really trend on a short-term basis, and that's what we're trying to capture. Um, with that said, most of my strategy is incorporated on events. I'm looking at what has happened overnight. JOLTS just came out with a great um, number, so that should send the markets up and the bonds down. So, I mean, you know what's going to happen when a report comes out. This is going to signal that they might finally get some of that inflation that they've been looking for. So always look at your events and then get your book and understand what those events mean. And the book that I recommend is this 50 Guide to the 50 Economic Indicators That Really Matter. I have the Kindle edition, and this breaks down greatly um, what you can do, expect, you know, the market to do. Not, 100% all the time. It's just, what the market will do when these type of reports come out and how to trade those events. So you have your calendar, you understand what price is likely to do on a historical basis when that type of event comes out, just like here. So then you can use this information with the market analyzer, see if that bond. Yep, see, it is definitely moving down. Um, and so then you could go into your chart and try to take trades in that direction. Here I've also added the NinjaTrader alert screen, and you can configure this market analyzer to provide for alerts on these signals, and if you only want an alert on one condition, you can turn the alerts off for the other conditions. So you can use this however best it suits you. If you only want it on the 15-minute chart to show you a short-term trending opportunity, just, I want to look at the short-term trends, or any of these other, excuse me, BloodHound templates, you can set the alerts up however you want them. And this gives you the time factor of when that condition initially triggered. So you can, start using the alert screen also to give you some further assistance. And I like the ATR 1 day, 5 day, 20 day to let me know that on the month, this is how far the market's been moving. Here we are on the weekly schedule, and here we are on the daily schedule. So I can see if there's room to run in that direction that I want to go, and how far generally I have to move in that direction. So that's extremely helpful for me. With that said, like any other thing, when markets start breaking their ranges, they can run forever. I can't tell you how many times I've sat and watched gold just go on and on and on, way, busting these ranges. So like anything, these are just here as guideposts for you to get acclimated at looking at them, and then understanding what they mean and trying to make the best decision of what market opportunity might be there for you, and how the markets have reacted to that. We had a strong jobs number Friday. Now we've had a strong jolts, um, and so you can, just based on your own understanding of what the markets might do, go into a market and make decisions based off that. Here we've got crude, and again, your ranges, as you can see, the way I have it set up, I have it set up to take a higher time frame 15-minute range breakout. And that's all I'm really interested in. And so when that condition is present, I'm going to wait for either price to get back to the mean and then look for a continuation trade on the lower time frame, or when I'm in a breakout trending condition, I'm just going to be hitting those shorts or longs. So that is one method that you can trade with the market analyzer. And so when you find a range and a trend matching your super trend and your weekly daily 60-15, like the E-minis taking off now, you would definitely want to wait for that price to clear that prior close and start hitting those longs also. So one thing about the prior close that you have to be aware of, and the way that this looks, I had to color it opposite of what the solver is. If the higher close is higher than your price, then you want to be going short in a trending condition. So make sure you are aware of where you are relative to price and that prior close, because a lot of the times it will be a gap run, price going back to that close and then returning in the direction of that overall trend. And that is usually what I have seen happens after one of those 15-minute breakouts and a reversion to the mean. It can revert back to that mean, especially if that prior close is sitting around there. that would be something to either trade to or be aware that there's your condition setting up for your availability for returning to your trade. And right here, I want to mention something. I'm on SpeedyTrading and overall, I'm very pleased with it, where I can run this instance of my NinjaTrader platform and BloodHound in it, and let the Sam Speedy Trading server do some of the heavy lifting for me, and to keep as much of a consistent um, processing speed going as possible. With that said, we're running a lot of different signals and different time frames. Some of these require like 50 days of data. Um, and anytime you try to squeeze 50 days of data on solvers that have a lower time frame tick chart on them, it's going to cause some issues if you have a lot of charts open and workspaces. So I need to talk to Sam and find out if he's going to allow us to get some multiple instances pricing going on with this, because I can really see that we're going to need 2 or 3 of these running at the same time, ideally. And I'm again waiting for Ninja 8 to come out, because I've heard that it's really stabilized things, and that's what I'm really looking forward to, and that's sort of what has been holding me back a little bit, like you guys. Not to put the pressure over there on Jeremy, but we are all waiting and happily waiting, because I know how great it's going to be. I mean, no stress or no pushing, but I just have the smile, the biggest smile on my face, because I know how good this is going to be once all the pieces of the puzzle come together. So going back to my chart, I know I'm kind of bouncing around here. You can either use your system, like for me, it's not so much the time-based system, it's getting that overall direction guide set up. If, you know, if at all possible, that's when I want to come into the market after that direction has already been set, and especially if I'm getting confirmation for my direction guide solver, long or short. Um, and the more confirmation I get, the more I'm going to be wanting to hit those ranges. And again, now that I have married this with the awesome um, market analyzer additional filters, I think overall I'm going to be very happy with my system when I do break it down and then try to go into a directional trading system. If I'm only interested in shorts, I'm going to be just hitting those shorts and coming in here and taking short-term profits or whatever my goal is. If I am busting a range, which I'm not right now, but if I were busting a range back over here, you would want to be taking that to either one of your locational based trades that you're accustomed to, or just get out when the condition no longer exists, like here. Um, so that you're not sitting in the middle of a chop zone. But I'm just trying to give, myself a chance to identify a condition, and then once that condition exists, with my knowledge of what the market might be doing with a change on an event like that, inflation coming in, we should really be watching gold. Like gold is now running opposite of that dollar, um, which I'm scratching my head over, because gold is supposed to be a hedge against inflation, but it has been running opposite that dollar, so the dollar's taking off. Um, and just putting all the pieces together and going in and hitting those markets. I do like being able to filter these if I only want the 15 minutes. Like I said, make sure that I'm trading when that condition exists on my 15-minute as a, you know, a must-have filter for myself, that can be certainly something worthwhile, doing. Or use your super trend as your 15-minute. It's even faster. It'll sometimes change before that 15-minute will, and that'll allow you to get in a little bit earlier on that trend continuation in that direction. So it's just being able to extend the functionality of the market analyzer, and that's why I like this one so much better than the Ninja 8. So I wish Ray, if I can have my wish list here, Ray at NinjaTrader, I wish he would give us the back end of Ninja 8 with the front end of Ninja 7. Does that make sense? Because I like this graphical visual better. We'll see. I just don't think I'm going to like that market analyzer in Ninja 8. I wish I could keep this one. But I will not be complaining when I get this on Ninja 8, trust me. So let's move the market over to something that is moving directionally, like the bond should be moving down. And then take a look at the chart, and you can use your DOM, or you can use Raven on the chart, or Blackbird if you have purchased that as your order management entry and exit system. But there's a nice signal on the bonds that I got from the high-low inflections template. Very nice. And just let these charts populate real quick. I think, let me come over here and see if see this really nice, shows you the range breakout. And again, I use standard pivot points and fib levels as targets to trade to, in addition to your standard weekly, daily 15-minute closes and highs and lows. Here's the direction guide template. You can see that you're getting an all four signal. So this really should continue running. It could be one of those days that you just get some great moves out of the bonds. So like if this reverses and gives you another chance to get short again on another down signal, hard to, get in at, support short. I don't do that, but I would wait for another retracement and then try to get short again. But this is one of my favorite markets to trade now, the UB. And I also like cattle. I've been watching that a little bit. That's a pretty fast market. Very light on the number of volume, but so you have to be careful because they will manipulate that and stop run all the time. So you have to be a little bit more sneaky with your entries. Do we have any questions yet, Ty?
Yeah, 1 second, Julie. Let me take a look here. When you were showing the market analyzer, Geoff was wondering what the indicator on the bottom panel was.
All right, hang on 1 second. This is the internet, and that's just my website. I look at the economic calendar. So the indicator is the economic calendar, and I look for, opportunities when the market could react or change, dramatically, allowing some good momentum-based entries. My systems are absolutely volatility momentum-based, and as we all know, there has been zero volatility in the market all year long, where everyone is so waiting for September. I cannot tell you, to see if some action starts coming back into the market. Get through the next 2 weeks, I think 2 or 3 weeks of the summer doldrums, and we should be back to business, hopefully. So that's that. I've got higher time frame trend, range, prior close, super trend, last price, net change, with a dollar amount. So I can, if I just want to see the winners and losers, you know, one of the best things about the futures market is, you want to hit the winners and losers. That's a great strategy too. Just trade those. Be careful. Markets, some of these agricultural products especially, can go lock limit. Cattle can go lock limit, and you're stuck in a trade. So always know what those limit ranges are, and be careful not to push the boundaries of that. But otherwise, you're pretty safe in these markets. Be careful of your volume, just because, um, there's a market you may not want to be trading it, because of the vulnerability that you'll find yourself in for manipulation. Hard to get a directional trade going when nobody's participating except for the market makers pushing it wherever they want it to go. Um, and just try to, get in on a fairly active market that's directionally moving, and take trades in that direction, and use your, what I do is I have several methods for my, favorite is just, long or short. If I want to go long or short, I've got my template set up to take either reversals, all of them, or just take the super trend ones, wait and just hit it and stay with it as long as possible, or just take those reverse, let's see, inflection short. And that's what limits get you out of the choppy period as much as possible. They don't always work. Nothing is 100% signal reversed on itself, but you can get out if you set your opposite bar close as your exit without any damage compared to the good trades that you have. I mean, that's what this is about. It's really about trying to just learn how to keep your profits, isn't it? Without giving them back. And if you find that you get stuck in one of these sideways consolidations that always happen, and you're not sure, is the market going to continue the trade, or is it going to do the little up and over like they usually do to clear out these stops before it goes back down? Just jump out in the middle. That's what I do. If I get caught in one of these where I'm seeing, oh, it's, red, white, red, white, red, white, I'm just going to get out. So that's the bonds. And I'm just, not subscribing that you follow any particular entry or exit methodology, other than, if you have my direction guide system, you know, really watch and try to follow when these markets are moving directionally, and then just stay with that direction. I keep saying it's not rocket science, but you just have to, decide, am I going to just take the low or trades if I'm going long, or the high trades if I'm going short, waiting for your entry opportunities, um, or how are you going to set your template up to take them? And all this is just setting up a template to take trades directionally, and it's up to you. You are the algorithm. I am the algorithm that decides whether that's long or short. And that's just it. That's basically all there is to it. So it's real simple.
Cool, cool. Here's a question. In regards to that MOM indicator that you had at the bottom of your Renko chart.
Um, the bottom of my Renko chart, this one right here, the green and red, that's momentum out of the box. I configured it and I smoothed it a la William Blau.
Hmm.
And are they talking about this one down here, Ty?
Yeah, the question was, why is it superior to something like the RS squeeze 2 indicator?
Well, I don't know what that one is. The squeeze indicator, it sounds like it's got a Keltner channel or a Bollinger Band, something going on there. Bollinger Band. Um, I actually don't know. This is just straight momentum. Why not just go to the source? I mean, if you want momentum, put a momentum indicator on your chart, right? As we all know, you can't read momentum. Let me show you an example. Let me put momentum without any filtering on it on the chart, and you just can't read it. That's why people don't use it. It is the most least understood indicator there is. I'm so glad I found that book um, when I did. People will use a 14 or a 20 period momentum. They'll express it as a line like you're supposed to, and they'll put it on a chart. Give this a second to populate. Maybe we should have used a blank chart without all of these other indicators. Okay, here it is. And let me move it up so you can see it. I mean, what are you supposed to do with that, right? So we all look at this and we're like, how do we use that? And unless it's a CCI, and then you have some lines to cross over, right? 25, 50, 100, 125, 150, whatever your basis is. But everybody knows that if you get over the zero line on momentum, it's supposed to be signaling a long trend. But otherwise, nobody uses this indicator. It's one of the most important indicators there are because it is the only leading indicator you have. All the other indicators are following what price has already done. So this one is showing you what price is probably going to do. And so I've found that William Blau book, and he talked about how to configure momentum so that you can get some use out of it. And when you see these inflections, that's when you want to get back, and that's a mathematical expression, as Zach will tell you. And Zach did so much good work showing us. He's done the most out of anyone, hands down, to help train people in understanding how these indicators work, because he breaks them down every single Friday for years for free for anyone who wants to sign up and just listen in on one of his workshops. But he'll explain how these indicators work, and taking a momentum inflection in the direction that you want to be trading is not a bad idea, right? So that's why it's good. I don't know anything about that other indicator you were asking me about. I just go to the original source, momentum, and it works for me for what I need. What's another question?
Very cool. Thank you, Julie. Peter's wondering if we get the market analyzer or the annual lease of the JATS templates, what happens when the NT8 versions come out?
Well, we are going to be working on upgrading the templates to NT8. I can't work on upgrading them until I get the platform. So we're sort of in a holding pattern, which is fine. And again, it's going to be the same thing. It's just going to work for Ninja 8. So I'll have to get a few things converted over. And I'm not sure how long that process is going to be. I know there will be a rush for all the BloodHound partners to get that going. So we'll all be working furiously at the same time to get our templates converted.
Hmm.
So we're very much looking forward to it. Like I said, if anybody knows Ray at NinjaTrader, tell him what I would like to see is that NinjaTrader 8 back end, the historical data improvement, the stability that has been demonstrated on this graphical interface that we have with Ninja 7. I'm not really a big fan of the way that graphical interface looks on Ninja 8. I know they spent a huge amount of time. I'm not criticizing, please don't take me wrong. I just prefer this type of interface. I guess because I'm already used to it. So me having to change my graphical view and the way all the um, panels look, I mean, everything has changed. So I'm whining. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ty.
So, Andrea is curious if she wants the market analyzer template, like you're using there. Does she need Bloodhound as well? And if so, what's your offer?
Okay, thank you for getting me there, Ty. Let me open up the website again, please. And we'll come over here to the August 8th webinar offer. Um, what I'm offering, you have to have Bloodhound first. You have to use NinjaTrader. This does not work with any of the other platforms. I'm a NinjaTrader independent software vendor, and I extend the NinjaTrader platform through the Bloodhound add-on by providing these templates. So I'm a template provider. I'm a template peddler. And so these templates are software that can be run through the NinjaTrader platform. And so yes, ma'am, you would have to purchase Bloodhound and first get the NinjaTrader platform and then add the Bloodhound add-on for that. So once you get your Bloodhound add-on, um, you're free to create your own templates. And like I said, there's no better training than you can get than those guys over at Shark Indicators who will give you hours and hours and hours of training available at no additional cost whatsoever through countless hours on the internet that's available for you. And they have their weekly Friday classes. So you can specifically send them an email and say, on your next episode or your next workshop, please show me how to do this. And they will. I mean, it's amazing. So I bugged them to death the first 2 years that they came out. And just, they're great. So your training is fabulous. You can get my templates through me or through their website. Once you have, excuse me, did I say templates? I meant Bloodhound. If you get Bloodhound through me, I will give you a special price. You'll receive $100, $150 off the purchase price for the first year of that JATS Market Analyzer template, which costs $250. The template package that I have is on my purchase page, and it's $1,000, and that includes that direction guide, high-low inflections, Bollinger Band template, market analyzer template, and now anytime I upgraded like I just did, my original members get that upgrade as well. So that will be going out to my original members following this webinar. We'll be rolling that out this week to everyone. So you don't have to do anything extra. It will be coming in the email to you. And if you haven't purchased your Bloodhound Blackbird bundle, you can do that, and I will give you the first year of the Market Analyzer for free. So that's quite a savings. Um,
Awesome.
and yep, any other
And we'll get
questions?
that. Yeah, I've got a few actually. Do you have some time still, Julie?
Sure, absolutely.
Awesome. Bennett is wondering if you could, if you have the time, demonstrate a few of your exit strategies.
Um, Actually, that's up to you, Bennett. That's a good question. I mean, we can sit here and chat and generally just discuss that um, using just some thought into this. Um, Obviously, if you get an opposing signal, if you see that you're in now a retracement, you may not want to sit through that retracement. You may want to exit and wait for the condition to reoccur before entering. I mean, that's up to your wallet. And so that's your decision on your risk management. Um, it is one of the most really prescient issues in trading is, do I take the money and run, or can I hold a trade to try to get longer profits? Anytime you're trend trading and trailing, you are going to be needing a wider amount for that pullback, so you'll probably lower the number of contracts you have out. If you're going for a short strike on a consistent basis, each time that you enter the market, it's going to be, I'm going to get 5 contracts off at 5 ticks, take them off, and I'm done. That's, up to you. Or are you going to trail using your trailing methodology when that condition presents itself? So if you are in a condition that's all short, do you want to trail that super trend indicator? And let's look to see, we have weekly, daily 60, 15 green on crude. We have the super trend green and the trend is green. So we would want to be looking for longs now. Well, we're on the bond, I'm sorry. Just to make this clear on the ultra bond. Here we go. We're going short, obviously, big time. So where do you take profits? Do you think that the market on a low volatility environment runs forever? Or when does the market tend to close on its high or low? I mean, how do you know a trending condition is taking place? Well, that's what I've tried to give you with the market analyzer to help you make those trading decisions and then decide whether you're going to trail or whether you're just going to take profits at a consistent level each time and bank them. And if you can come up either with a strategy to do that, that's what trading is all about. And I'm just trying to give you some tools to help you with that all elusive decision. Do I be long or short, and how do I get in long or short? Wait for a pullback, wait for that signal. The waiting is the most important thing in trading, and then engage the market, and then use the NinjaTrader tools through the ATM to manage that trade, or use the tools that BloodHound has given you through Raven or Blackbird. So those are the 3 options you have. Or, go on the fly. I mean, if you're just, shooting from the hip, sitting there firing entries off, in and out on that DOM, that's fine too. But whatever method you use, try to make a consistent trading plan and understand what you're doing before you pull that trigger, and so that you can get a level of consistency. Any more questions?
Yeah, Kirk is wondering if a customer already owns Bloodhound and Blackbird, what's the subscription price in that case?
Well, for the market analyzer, Bloodhound and Blackbird users can get the market analyzer template for $250, or they can get the template package for $1,000, which includes a market analyzer, but also includes those other templates that you can see on my website, the direction guide and the high-low inflections. And I have another one, the Bollinger Bands. And you can see how choppy markets can be. There we go. So that is there on the website for you to look at. The template package or the single instance of the market analyzer template.
Great. And before we wrap up, could you just pull up that site one more time and just kind of walk them through in case anyone is interested in purchasing?
Absolutely, Ty. Existing BloodHound users who purchase the JATS Market and BloodHound Template Annual License, here you go, right here, the first PayPal link. For new BloodHound users that would like to purchase the BloodHound or Blackbird platforms, if you are an existing BloodHound member and want to add Blackbird, you can order there and I will give you $150 off the purchase price of that first year for the market analyzer. And then for people who have not received either BloodHound or Blackbird and would like to do that package deal there, they will get the market analyzer template for free for that first year for first-time purchasers. And right here on the website, August 8th webinar. And I appreciate everyone's time so much. Again, really what I'm trying to do, I keep saying it's the lazy girl way of trading. Find a direction in the market. The way I have devised this with my filters is to give me as much confidence as I can to pick a direction and stay with that direction. If you minimize these bars to the tiniest setting, you're going to get chopped up more. If you open the bars up to a little bit larger room and then go inside the trade, like here you can see that you're running away from that prior day high. Market, let me use the highlighter here. Market broke out, then it comes back, tests it, and then takes off again. Know these types of opportunities, break it down to your high. You've already been in a long condition, long condition, long condition. So you're waiting now patiently with bated breath on your smaller time frame, and you want to take the longs at that time period. So you can drop your, set your signals up just to go long on a bar, get in. This is $31.25 a tick. And, you know, anytime you can get 4, 6, or 8 ticks in the bonds, take it. I certainly wouldn't go more than 8 ticks in a bond trade. But you can do this with more position size. That's what you're really looking for, these opportunities, and that's all they are. They're not guarantees that everything is going to be successful. What we're trying to do is give ourselves the most ability to come in and hit these at the right time. So we had a news announcement. Oops. Try to get my highlighter going. Sorry, I should have practiced on the tools. So we had an event come out, a news event, sent the market down. Here was your pullback. Here's your trade. You want that first signal. and take the money. This is one that I would end up, I would imagine that after we get another pullback here, it's going to end up closing on its low today. Um, just, looking at fundamentals again, study that book, the Wall Street Journal Guide, because it will enlighten you on what markets do in reacting to these economic reports, and that's what it's all about. So wait for the market to show you a direction from these news events or economic reports, and try to participate in that direction. That's about it.
Awesome. Thank you, Julie. If you have time, I have one more quick question for you from
Okay.
a customer who already owns BloodHound and Blackbird, but they're wondering if your templates, do they actually include exit strategies if they purchase them?
No, sir.
I say, okay, cool.
I mean, no, sir. I could, again, we don't recommend what your budget is. I have talked about, if you look at my trade room, obviously y'all have probably checked it out, talk about exit strategies generally and risk management, and talk about generally what you can do um, when one of these conditions sets up. But it's not meant to be a enter here, exit here methodology like that. I mean, this is sort of like elementary, introductory strategies that you would maybe want to consider.
Hmm.
What we're trying to do is get you in. The markets move so much. They have become so difficult with all of the, most of the time spent going sideways, knocking you in and out of trades, as we all know. We want to know, what the highest degree of success am I going to have for trying a trade directionally? What would it be the best way to try to get into one of those range expansions? Do I want to go in here, or do I want to go in? Let me get the pointer out. Sorry. I want to go in here and here. I don't want to go in here, right? It's visual. I mean, um, and so when you get a condition like that, if that's what you want to trade, then just come up with your own strategy. Like I said, trade to a level that that, you know, traders tend to go to these certain levels. That's why I have them on my chart. I'm not saying that they're going to hit that level and go, but everyone uses the Bollinger Band. Everyone uses the 50 moving average. If you want to go short, look for these, oversold areas, overbought areas. Consider getting in a trade, or just wait for the signals to start showing you that the condition is back in that condition, or just wait for at least a short-term trend condition. You don't, you at least want to wait for that first short-term trend, or if you can get a multiple trend condition, that's something to consider. Now we've got a short multiple trend condition matching the range breakout and that news event. So we're definitely going to be looking short for the bonds over the next day or two until something else happens. Either it's going to hit its resistance and give a pullback so that we can get a trend continuation, or there's going to be another news event come out to change it and send us in a different direction. So I'm just visualizing, you know, what it looks like if I'm going to only want to take trades in the direction of that prior close. That's a great methodology. That's why it's been in part of my direction guide system. Here's that close. If I'm below that close, I want to be trading in that direction. when it stacks up with those other conditions. That's why you have the trend, the super trend um, condition at a minimum. Just trading this one condition, that's the best thing about the genius of what Jeremy has done. If you guys think about this, you can get my template or your own or somebody else's. You can add whatever you want to on the chart. It's totally customizable. So if you want I don't have my VWAP indicator on here or some of the other indicators that I put on here from time to time, but you can put whatever indicator makes you comfortable and allows you to see things. Um, and you could put the CCI on it or the MACD. You can take my momentum indicator off. You know, you can put whatever you want on the chart. I recommend at a minimum, at a very minimum bare bones, my recommendation is, let me see if I can get rid of that. Yes, get rid of this. I'm doing this on a virtual server, so there's a little bit of lag for me clicking if y'all are wondering why. It's not on my computer, it's on the cloud. Here, the high-low, previous high-low close. At a minimum, keep that on your chart because you want to know where you're at relative to those levels, these daily ranges. So you can have your short-term time frame and know what the daily ranges are doing because you're watching them. And whatever, else that you like to watch. Am I sitting in the middle of a weekly range? There's no worse place to be in trading than the middle of the middle of a middle of a range because there's no edge. You never know what it's going to do. You want price moving up or down. And it won't move up or down if there's no news. It'll sit there and just chug sideways. And we try to get in and trade the wrong instrument at the wrong time and end up, getting not so many winners. So you want the conditions to match up. That's all I'm trying to do. And then um, give yourself a chance to get in and do what price is actually doing. And that's it.
Well said. If someone wants to get a hold of you, can they just contact you at support@jautotradingstrategies.com? Is that still the best one?
It's still the best one
All
this
right.
week, hopefully. Hopefully next week too. But yeah, no, I'm having a great time with this. I'm not saying that I have done more to figure this out than anybody else. I mean, y'all have probably got some methodology that would blow me away that I haven't considered or thought of. I've just been basically tunnel visioned in my own world, looking at momentum and direction, and that's it. So, and then trying to make that fit. So I'm like putting the round peg in a round hole. I'm not looking at all the other squares or rectangles or anything. There's a lot of stuff out there. I'm just still on that first piece. That was the first book I read, and I'm still on it. The William Blau Momentum Direction book. You can call me faithful. Thanks, Ty, so much.
No problem, Julie. Hey, it's always a privilege having you on to present to the Shark audience. So
Okay, well,
thank
thanks,
you as
guys,
well.
for taking the time out to watch this and let me put it back on the market analyzer. It has been a huge help for me. You can break this down and just put a couple of indicators on top of your chart to make sure you know what the market is doing. But I mean, go with what's working, right? Sometimes you'll pull up a trending condition and see that it's not quite right, or see something else. Like when we get to this prior close, it'll probably stop. So that'd be something else that would give you an indication, to use it as a support resistance. Just you can get into to the weeds on this and realize that this is giving you a lot of information at a glance. And that was my goal. And visual, us paralegals color code our trial exhibits. If anybody's wondering how I came up with this. All right. Well, thank you so much.
No problem, Julie. Thank you.
Okay.
And all the traders, I'll be sending out an email later today with a link to the YouTube replay of this and the offer as well. So keep your eyes open for that.
And thank you, Ty. And again, guys, Ty and Zach and Jeremy and Keith and all that will support you on your questions and setting up and getting you all situated and trained on the platform if you're new to it. So thank you so very much. Y'all have a great day.
All right, Julie, have a good one.
Okay, bye-bye.